Hey everyone, welcome back to new series of Python. In today's video, we will be discussing about taking integer input in Python list. So here, the user need to set the size of the list. From the size of the list, we can just define the number of elements that is inside a list. So let's see how can we just set that. So let me name the variable as size of the list, which means that variable will have the details or the size of the list. So let's name it as size of list, and let's use the input function to enter the size. Now let's print the size of list. As you just print the file here, you can see we can just enter the size. So let me say the size will be 4, and let me click on enter again, and here you can see that the size of the list will be 4. But here we have already learned that when we just use the input function, whatever values we are giving over here will be treated as a string. But here you can see that we have just input an integer value, but the integer value will be treated as string. So if you want to know that the type of the size of list, you can just go with print type of size of list, and let's enter again, and here let's enter the size of the list, and here you can see it's a string. So we just need to convert the string into integer. So you can just use the int keyword over here, and you can just do the casting. So let me just again re-enter this, and here, let's enter, set the statement as enter the size of list. That will be more clear for the users. So let's say the size of the list is 5, and let's enter it. So here you can see that the size of the list is 5, and it comes under the class integer. And now what we have to do is we just need to input the integer. Okay, so I'll be providing other variable in which we will be storing the integer values as a list. So you can just name it as list itself, and we just need to input the values. So we will be using the input function. So we have done a video on what is input function, how to manage the input function and all. So if you don't know what's the concept of an input function, kindly refer that video and come back, and this will be more clear for you if you know the concept of input function. So here we just need to enter the elements. So let's give this statement like enter the list elements. Okay, but still the entering elements will be treated as string, and we also just need to convert the inputted elements as a list. So let me use the constructor list in order to convert the elements or the inputting item to a list. So here you can just use a constructor, and we can set that. So afterwards, let's print this. So here you can print the list. Okay, we can just run the file. So let me enter the size of the list as 4. So here you can see we can just enter the elements. So we can simply enter the elements over here. Okay, we just don't need to include the commas over here. 3 and 4. Now let me click on enter, and here you can see something is missing over here. Simply an additional spaces or values are found over here. So we just need to convert this and all. Before that, we can just check the type of this list. So here, when I just check the type, of the list, here you can see that the type will be as string by default, because we know whatever values we are just giving only by using the input function, then all those values will be treated as a string. So again, let me run the file. So let's provide the list size as 3, and here let's set the elements that to be included in the list, and here you can see now the class is just turned into list. Okay, as we just use the list constructor, this will be treated as list, but here we are just entering the integer values. So in order to set it as integer values, you can just use the int keyword over here. Now again, let's run this and let's see what happens when we just use the int keyword over here. So let's see, the size of the list is 2, so that we only just need to enter 2 values. So let's the values be 0, 2 are the elements that will be included in our list. Now again, let me click on enter, and here you can see the list expected at most 1 argument, but we got 2. Now in order to solve this, we have to map. So actually we have provided multiple values. So all these values must be mapped and must be put in a list. So in order to do so, we can just use the map function. So I'll be using the map function over here. Now again, put a bracket, and let's run this file again, and let's see what will be appearing over here. So I'll be providing the size of the list as 2, and the elements that to be included or the list elements are 1 and 2. So let me enter again, and here you can see that still we got one of the error over here, invalid literal for int with base 10. So we just need to split and convert this value into an integer and must be enclosed in a list, or we have to just consider this inputted integer as a list. So we have to use a split function. So in order to use that, here you can just put a dot and use a split function. Now again, let's run the file, and here let me provide the size of the list as 3. So we know that this list will have 3 elements. So 1, 2 and 3 are the elements that will be in the list. Now let's click on enter, and here you can see that we have created a list by taking integer input in Python list. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching the video.